If you've ever Googled your home value and thought, there is no way my house is worth that much, or worse, why is this number so low? Well, guess what? You're not crazy. Online home values and AI estimates, they are everywhere right now. They look confident, they look precise, but here's the truth most sellers don't want to hear. Pricing isn't just math. It's so much more about positioning. And today I'm going to show you exactly how experienced realtors actually price homes and why AI almost always misses the mark, especially in today's market. When we price a home properly, we're not trying to guess a number or split the difference between opinions. What we're actually trying to do is narrow the entire market down to 5 or maybe 10 homes that buyers will realistically compare your property to. And there's no one size fits all formula, no universal algorithm. Every single home is different, every neighborhood behaves differently, and every pricing strategy should be intentional, not automated, because the market doesn't necessarily reward accuracy. It rewards attractiveness. In this market, we're typically looking 30 to 90 days back for comparable sales, sometimes further if the property is really unique. And here's how we do it. So we start by sorting sales from low to high, and that's on purpose. First, we look at the lower price sales. Homes that have sold for less because they were missing something, either location, finishes, layout, or condition. Then we identify 2 or 3 true apples to apples sales. So the closest possible matches in size, layout, condition, and neighborhood. Finally, we want to study the higher price sales to define the ceiling and understand why pushing beyond a certain number simply just does not make sense. By the end, we want a clean list of maybe 5 to 10 sales that tell a very logical story from bottom all the way up to the top. And the entire time we're asking one question: what will buyers compare this home to when they walk through the door? Because when offers come in or don't, we need talking points, we need justification. That's how you defend price and push it higher. Now, this is where most pricing conversations completely fall apart and where I really gets it wrong, okay? Let's talk about months of inventory, or MOI you'll see realtors use. Right now in our current market, we're sitting at about 5.5 months of inventory. So let's call it 5 for math's sake, simplicity. Here's what that actually means in real terms. If there are 10 listings on the market, it takes 5 months to sell them all, or put another way, only 2 out of 10 homes are gonna sell each month. Which means this: 80% of those listings will get no offers at all. Only 2 out of 10 listings are selling. That means 8 out of 10 aren't. So only the top 20% of listings actually sell. And that top 20%, it's not luck, it's not random. It's the homes that win, and they win on price, they win on condition, they win on presentation, positioning. This is why pricing matters so much. Because when a seller says, can we try at a higher price? Can we try our price? I mean, you absolutely can. This is your ball game, your show, but they should understand this. Unless their home lands in the top 20% of the market, buyers will simply ignore it. No showings, no urgency, no leverage, no offers. The market does not negotiate with overpriced homes. It just moves on, and you have to listen to what the market is telling you. Now, not every home fits nicely and neatly into this box. Things like century homes, rural properties, custom builds, one-of-a-kind layouts, those types of things. Sometimes only 1 or 2 similar homes sell each year. So we may need to go back a lot further in time and then equalize the value using what we call benchmark pricing and trends and market behavior. This is where human judgment matters most, and AI kind of misses the mark or falls short. And here's something sellers don't always realize. The best pricing decisions aren't made by one agent alone, and they're rarely made by one agent alone. Top agents are bouncing the pricing off other experienced agents, different backgrounds, different buyer pools, different insights to build a very well-rounded CMA. Pricing a home in isolation is crazy risky. Great pricing comes from collaboration, working with other agents, and a mix of perspectives. Let's talk about sales versus actives, okay? Sales tell us what homes sold for in the past. Actives are going to tell us how to price today. And this is where strategy really comes into play. We're going to analyze active listings the same way, low, medium, high, and then we're going to ask, how do we make your home look like the absolute best option compared to everything buyers are seeing right now? So we're going to look closely at days on market, price reductions, buyer fatigue. If a similar home has been sitting for 60, 90, or 120 days, that's not competition, it's more of a warning is how we're gonna look at that. And most of the time, the smartest move is to price slightly below the closest comparable so buyers just instantly see value. And that's how you land in the top 20%. That's how you create this urgency that's required. That's how homes sell without chasing the market down over weeks and months and months. This process usually gets us within about 5% of the final sale price, but more importantly, it reveals the right list price, not just a theoretical guess. So where does AI fit and where does it fail? AI home valuations, they are not useless. They're a great starting point, but they're definitely limited. So AI is decent at pulling historical data, neighborhood averages, but AI definitely does not see nuance. It can't see renovation quality, layout flow, light, noise, curb appeal, walkability, schools, or neighborhood sentiment. It doesn't necessarily understand buyer psychology at a given time, or listing density when you're going to market, or how many homes are fighting for attention right now. Because of that, in a market like this, AI often trends high, which is what we're seeing. And that creates a dangerous gap between what a seller expects and what the market is actually willing to pay. So what are the real world consequences? When that gap exists, homes sit, then comes the price reductions, and sellers often end up accepting way less than they would have if the pricing strategy was right from day one. So AI can tell you what your home was worth. A good agent prices your home for what buyers will pay next. So my suggestion is use AI as a starting point to find out what a big price range is, but don't use it as a strategy. The best pricing combines real data, human judgment, buyer psychology, current competition, and an understanding of where the market is actually moving to, because the goal isn't to list high. The goal is to land in the top 20% and sell for the most money possible. If you want a pricing strategy, not just a number, reach out to a real live agent. I'm happy to walk you through how your home would actually be positioned in today's market.